Hi everyone, my name is Kayla, and today I'm going to be presenting on a workshop on understanding your syllabus. This workshop is geared towards freshmen and any kind of new student who is not used to looking at a syllabus and who wants to learn about how to understand that very important document. Today we're going to be covering the different sections of a syllabus, what information you can expect to find on a syllabus, and how you can use your syllabus to help you plan out your semester. At this time, you should feel free to have a copy of one of your syllabi next to you or nearby for reference. Take a moment to take that out now if you would like. I would recommend having a syllabi near you during this. That way you can look between the things that we are talking about and a copy of your own syllabus. That way, after the workshop, you can begin the process of understanding all of your different syllabi and thinking about how you can plan your semester with those documents. Let's begin. First thing we're going to talk about is breaking down your syllabus. The first section on most syllabi is all about general information. You can normally find this at the beginning of a syllabus, and it will include professor contact information. That's going to be like the phone number, your professor's office hours, and an email address. Most professors are required to have office hours. Or will have some sort of office hour posted. This is meant for you to go and get the help that you need, or to chat with your professor in person, or via Zoom call, to get answers to questions you might not ask during class. This is a resource for you. You should absolutely take advantage of it and use it. You can also find the phone number and email address. This is super important for if you are going to submit an assignment late, if you're missing class, if you need to clarify something about an assignment. Having that contact information is important, and you shouldn't have to ask your professor about it in class because it is on the syllabus. It will also generally include course information, such as the course description, the meeting time and place. It can also include a course objective. Just things that you need to know before getting super involved into a specific course. And finally, it'll include some materials. This might be required texts if you need to buy a textbook for the class. It can also be whether or not you need to bring a laptop to take notes on, if you have a lab kit you need to bring, any sort of thing you might need for this class, it should be listed here. Moving on to the next section, we're going to talk about policy. Policy can be specific to the course or the professor or applicable to the university as a whole. So it's important that you look at this section since it might be different from class to class. Some university policies might be attendance, plagiarism, or accommodations. So once you read them, you should know them, but it's still important to look at those to remind yourself what those policies are. Especially the plagiarism policy. Getting accused of plagiarism or plagiarizing is a huge issue. So making sure you're familiar with that policy can really help you out in the long run. Some policies that might be specific to your professor or your class might be technology or grading. Certain professors don't like technology in the classroom, and they might discourage you or outright ban you from having something like a cell phone or a laptop in class, while others really want you to have that sort of thing. So taking a look to see if there is a technology requirement or a policy on tech in your classroom is important for you to do, especially at the beginning of the semester. Grading is also something that can differ from professor to professor, along with like late assignments, and professors encourage you to submit an assignment at any point versus others that will not take an assignment if it is late, even if it's late by a minute. So familiarizing yourself with these policies can really help you out in the long run during the semester. Next, we're going to talk about assignment information. This section will generally focus on the major types of assignments you can expect to complete during the course, such as your homework, your exams, and your essays. This section should normally outline things like grading expectations. So this could be a percentage breakdown telling you that attendance is worth 10% of your grade versus the final exam, which is worth 50% of your grade. This sort of goes into that planning aspect later on. If you're someone who is taking a very high course load and needs to think about prioritizing your workload, you should really pay attention to what grades are going to be worth more in the long run. If you have 100 homework assignments, but they're only worth a small percentage of your grade, but only one essay, and that's worth 25% of your entire grade, you'll want to focus energy on that essay versus thinking that you can get by only completing the homework assignments. This can also include a rubric. Sometimes professors will include a rubric for certain things like an essay directly in the syllabus telling you how they look for grades in this section. This isn't a whole 100% guarantee, but it's something that you can look out for. Due dates will also sometimes be, or usually be, on a syllabus. This can come in the form of a calendar, which we'll talk about a little bit later, or just like a brief list of specific due dates that you have to look out for. Some professors will even include instructions on their syllabus. So if there's an assignment that is a super major part of your course, you might be able to expect there to be a bit of instruction on how that assignment should be completed. That way you can start thinking about it from day one. The final section of your syllabus we're going to be talking about today is the calendar and date information. This section lays out what day-to-day account of what your semester should look like in that course. This will typically include the topics that will be covered in each day of class, what to expect when there might not be class, exam dates, important information, due dates, like we mentioned in the previous slide. Can also talk about when certain readings are due. If you're in a literature course or a course that requires a heavy amount of reading, it will tell you when certain things must be read by. It's important to note that dates on the syllabus are usually highly subject to change, and that is due to things that are beyond our control, such as days moving by a little bit slower than others, or things like unforeseen circumstances like extreme weather conditions. This goes for most things on the syllabus. While much of the other information is not as subject to change as this section is, it's always important to know that sometimes your professor will change aspects of the class. That falls on them to inform you when those things change. So unless something has been changed, you should trust your syllabus. Moving on to the next section, we're going to talk about how your syllabus can help you. I sort of mentioned this before with prioritizing, but let's get into more of the details. Planning ahead is the main way that your syllabus can help you. You receive multiple syllabi at the beginning of each semester, one for each class that you are taking. This should make your planning for the semester easier. I would recommend at the beginning of every semester going through your syllabus, each and every one of them, and looking for important dates and deadlines that you need to keep track of. You can do what once you have all of these deadlines, you can start thinking about the prioritization of these deadlines to make sure that you aren't forgetting any major assignments. Take note of things like when deadlines might clash. Are you going to have 2 exams on the same day? How are you going to handle studying for those? Do you have an essay due the same day as a major project in another course? Again, how can you handle prioritizing this? If you wait to look at all of these things at the last minute, you might end up very stressed out and not having enough time to complete these things. Some things that you can do to help with this process, one thing that a lot of students do is create an Excel spreadsheet or a Google Sheets with all of their classes and all of the dates. They can sort them by date, and then they can see when everything is due. You can do it old school and keep a calendar. Whatever it is that helps you keep track of things, it is up to you to do that. The syllabus is there to help you in making those decisions. And that's one of the major parts of getting into college and working towards your completing university, is being able to figure out when you can do those certain things. And that's all we really have for today on understanding your syllabus. If you have any additional questions about anything that was covered today, or want to find out more about different workshops that are going to be held in the future, you can reach out to the Writing Center in L108 or by emailing the Writing Center at kane.edu. My name is Kayla. You can find me at the Writing Center too. And I hope that this has been super helpful and informative for you. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you for joining once again. Bye-bye.